All right, we're going live once again as the electrons are all hooking up for us very niftily behind the scenes. So we're just going to get going here. This is Ann Sieg, and welcome to the Voice of E-commerce, which is the broadcasting arm of the E-commerce Business School. And our goal is to display to the public that we are real people who have a go-giving community that supports and empowers each other. You're going to hear that big time today. So we're thrilled to have you here. We're going to help take your business to the next level with this edition of the Voice of E-commerce. All right, so greetings, welcome everybody. I hope you all had an awesome Thanksgiving and you're getting back into your routine after a very busy 4 days all the way through Cyber Monday. Lots of our people were rejoicing after Cyber Monday because the cash register rings for our e-commerce members, right? So that's awesome. So we're going to talk about here at the E-commerce Business School, we pride ourselves in the mentorship aspect that we provide our members with the focus on being results driven. And a part of that is we have a mentorship program. It's called E-commerce Masters Program. And within the Masters Program, one component is we have this enormous swath of training available. Most recently, Print on Demand was just added, our course called Print on Demand Profit System. And there must be about 8 different courses in there. It's a huge stack of training so that our members can have so many things to reach out into. We don't expect them to apply all of them. So that's all great. We have training. We have it in spades. It's awesome. It's clear step by step. But what we layer into that is something that I believe very strongly in, and it comes from this book. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And in there, he talks about the mastermind. And I read this book before I came online. So I read this about 15 years ago. And when I came online, I had the good fortune that my mentor had a mastermind group, and he invited me into the mastermind group. He's none other than Coach Kurt, whom I think most of you have heard of. And I'm like, are you kidding? A mastermind? I'm all in, because you just get a better perspective when you hook up a number of cerebrums. And I like to say one cerebrum is not going to get the job done. You need to have multiple cerebrums. So with that in mind, what we have made a part of the E-commerce Masters Program are these peer groups. And we're calling them accountability groups, but it was Sarah Sodas, she's one of our certified trainers, and it's way more than accountability. You need to know we do masterminding here too. All righty, I hear you loud and clear. So now they're called peer groups, and we set our members up in these groups, and we provide mentorship to help them have effective calls. And in fact, we're relaunching the peer groups this coming week within the E-commerce Masters Program. Next Tuesday, December 4th, we've got a whole huge influx of new members, and we want to get them into a peer group, and it's totally optional. So we have some very special people here today who are in the E-commerce Masters Program, and Kathleen here is a member of the E-commerce Business School staff. She is one of our staff copywriters, and she knows just about every product line that we have here at EMP. She's very knowledgeable and has been, actually, you were in the founders way back before EBS, Kathleen. So Kathleen goes way back, probably about 6 years, I'm thinking. Kathleen. Yeah, at least 5-6 years. And so these 3 fine members of EMP participate in peer groups. So we set up the culture and the environment for this to happen. And now we're going to hear directly from Donald Cleaver, from Christy Dugan, and from Kathleen. Oh, Sharon is here. Let me upgrade Sharon. Hang on. Sharon is ever so faithful peer group member, right, Donald? I think she's in your group. So what I'd like for you two to do, hi there, Sharon. You'll need to unmute. You're in the bottom left, you'll see there. Yep, thank you. You're getting the drill on this. I think it's your 3rd live like this. But anyways, all to say, I can't preach it like you guys can preach it. So you're going to be able to preach it on the value of what the peer groups have meant to you. So if it works for you on your end, Donald, I'll have you start and talk about, it seems like you've been in one for at least 2 years, but share what it's meant to you.
Yeah, when I first got into the peer group, I was kind of scared because I didn't know what I could bring to the table, and I still kind of question that sometimes, because I get so much out of it. There's, the inspiration that the other members of their group are sharing, some of their successes, some of their challenges, all this stuff. It really inspires me to keep going. And that's a big, just like a true accountability. I try my best to offer, my share of that as well. And I'm hope I'm doing that, but I just love everybody in the group, and I just love to hear their successes and their challenges and then we pull together as a team to see what we can do to help.
Does this help you grow in your business by having this interface and dialogue? Do you have takeaways that you can implement in your business and you see an effect from that?
Yes, because everybody in our group, not everybody's doing the exact same thing. So it's not like just a peer group for print on demand. Everybody's kind of involved in everything. So when people present an idea or something that they're doing, then it kind of gives everybody else an idea. Say, hey, I can maybe lean towards that in the future, or I can start incorporating that right now. And so I get a lot out of it every week.
Okay, awesome. All right, I'm going to go to Kathleen next too. And Kathleen, if you could you give just a little description of logistically, how does this play out? The frequency, how long a call is? I think people kind of wonder, how do you guys actually get together and do this?
So typically it's a weekly meeting, phone, Skype, Zoom, whatever the group chooses the best venue for them. And I guess depending really on the size, there's varying size of groups. I'm currently in a small group and we all happen to be working on POD. But so, we kind of look at, okay, it's going to be about an hour for us in 2020. We just sort of like try to stay on top of that, and larger groups need to organize. It determines some go well past 60 minutes. I'm aware of that. And we just, thought 60 minutes was going to work for us, and try to do that. And we use a form, much like your weekly accountability reports that go to you. Each week we'll write up at the top of our form is our quarterly goals, and then we have what we're going to do the upcoming week, and then we have what we've accomplished, the goals we set last week. Did we or didn't we, type thing. And we'll send that to each other, so if one of us doesn't make the meeting, we all have the report.
Type of
thing.
Okay.
And certainly, much like Don was just saying, in the course of the conversation, questions come up, or how do you do that, or whatever. And that's where Sarah was saying it's way past accountability, because it goes into problem solving or sharing resources, etc. So, in terms of, the sort of like a weekly, a day and a time is chosen, convenient to the group. And then we'll just, we send out that written report before the meeting. So hopefully we've all read it through before we have our discussion.
Cool. So your group is all print on demand members. They're going through that training. Okay. So curious, do you find that being in your group, when you hit a snag and you are all on the same pathway with the same program? Oh yeah, I know the answer to that, Kathleen. Do you find that you get answers?
Big time. Yeah, absolutely.
That's huge.
Either an immediate answer, or this is who knows the answer, because we're all aware of the community. So we either have the answer to give to each other, or we're directing each other to go here because you're going to get the answer from that person.
So let me ask you, is it difficult to imagine? I mean, there's so many other supports like the reports, accountability reports, etc. But if you didn't have you always been in a mastermind group, or has it been kind of up and down, or?
It's been up and down because I've had so much of that, flow work with you, and then it was really when POD evolved.
Right.
The EBS school, then I re-upped.
Makes sense. You're like, I need to get with the group again.
Absolutely.
Perfect. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Kathleen. All right, how about you, Christine? What are the benefits for you?
Oh, so many. I've actually had the benefit of being in 3 different groups. at 3 different times. And the group that I'm in now, actually, 2 other members are here on the call with me. Sharon and Don and Rich and Dean. And, you know, we just really, I think our personalities just really complement one another in the fact of our business styles and just how we approach different things. I think we all just really help each other to kind of think about it another way, you know, if we're having a problem or whatever, and we can just kind of do some strategizing on things. And I just think that we all just sort of inspire each other because, you know, we're all doing different things and we're all having successes in different areas. And we're like, oh, well, that's a really good idea. I could do that. Let's implement that over here. And when we're having struggles, as we all do from time to time, you know, we can kind of brainstorm things. And then sometimes we just start brainstorming anyway. And then we realize that, oh, you know, gosh, maybe we'll, I know Sharon and I have talked about this on the call, you know, we've got some really like-minded things like with some party stuff and things like that. And we're like, maybe we should joint venture. And I mean, I think a lot comes out of these groups. And it's so beneficial to just have that, you know, you can call these people or talk to them. You know, at least we're talking to them once a week. I know we actually have it down pretty well. We're I think we talk about 30 to 40 minutes every week, and it just seems to be a really good format for this group. And you know, I'm so thankful to be a part of it. It's just a really nice benefit.
Awesome. Before I go to you, Sharon, I just want to welcome people who are coming in to watch and to get notified of future broadcasts of the Voice of E-commerce. Just write in add me in the comment section below. And that way you'll get notified of our next VO call. We call it VO. They're every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central, but in that way, it's just kind of a convenience thing. And it sounds like Yvonne is planning to be joining the group. So that's awesome. So before I turn to Sharon, let me just mention again, this is at our highest level mentorship group, E-commerce Masters, where we help form these peer groups. And there's some morphing and adaptability, right? I mean, Kathleen, you've experienced it. You've been with us a very long time. There's some morphing and adapting and changing. Christy, you've been in 3 different groups. I know there's people who are in 2 groups simultaneously. And we have no problem with that. This is not about controlling these groups. I've never sat in one. I've never listened to a call. I just firmly believe that people need to mastermind with other people to advance their business. I'm an extremely ardent believer in that. Again, this book was foundational to that, and I've benefited from it. So why wouldn't I put in place for my members what's worked for me? So it's fun to hear about the developments that have happened. Okay, on over to you, Sharon. Sounds like you've got 2 of your fellow peer members here. So what have been the benefits for you?
Well, just like they've said, the camaraderie and just the mentorship, and it's kind of a problem-solving group too. Mm-hmm. We always post our accountability reports on our Facebook page. Most of us every week, but that's a little dig at Christy there.
Yeah, that'd be me.
Christy, you get yours in, or do you mean for your group?
No, I forget to post it on the group.
Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. It's internal. We won't go there.
It's internal. So this is the type of thing that goes on. We can.
He's holding me accountable.
I do, but we hold each other accountable. We only can go between the 30 and 40 minutes because that's all we're allowed with the type. Excuse me.
I didn't even know that those.
Okay, I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it at this point. And oh, come on, let me put it away. But I've also been in multi-groups, and I'm actively in 2 right now. But this is the one that that we're at different places in our businesses, mm-hmm. And usually I'm pulling up the rear, believe it or not, because I'm so far behind the rest of these 2, the rest of the group. But that doesn't make any difference. because we're there to support each other and help each other. And I think that's been the greatest thing that I found, particularly this year, that they're there for me. And I know that I can rely on them. And as Christy says, we have ideas that we can partner on, and all we can do is make each other better. We're there to help one another. We're not there just to take with it, to give as well, and also to give back to the community, because that's part of it. Why should we hold on to knowledge? Knowledge needs to be spread, and it's there for the asking.
That definitely has been a manifestation, indisputably, of having these peer groups. The net effect is it goes out into the community. It's not held tight to the vest. I mean, obviously respecting the privacy of people's businesses, et cetera. But the knowledge that is developed as a result of being in the peer groups, that makes our entire community stronger. So this is EMP. So I'm going to guess the majority of people watching this are not at the master's program. You may be in Shop Your Way to Wealth, book flipping, maybe POD without being an EMP. But EMP is like the, I'm going to call it the powerhouse. It's the powerhouse because the mentorship is so dramatic and such a significant part of having, what we do here at EBS. Let me just ask you in closing, folks, business can be arduous, life can be arduous, right? Ups and downs, ups and downs. Does having a peer group help create a stabilizing effect that helps you stay grounded with ups and downs in business and ups and downs in life, that, hey, I'm kind of linked arms with others, that they can go, yeah, does that make sense? Is that something that you guys feel from this? Donald?
Yeah.
I think from Rich Ziegler's interview the other day, he said it. We're in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. Mm-hmm. It takes a community to raise a child. And that's what I find in the group. And, my life has been really hard this year. And I couldn't have done it without all of you. Sorry.
No, it's for those who don't know, Sharon lost her loving husband. And I know that this community has been bedrock, and all the systems we have in place to carry you through this challenging time, and to see that you're still up there slinging your bat for your business is beyond impressive.
No, it's you got to do it. And the accountability reports, the different types we had, that was my baseline, my foundation. Mm-hmm. And it was the stabilizing factor through all of this. Because I know I could go there. I know I had to have something. I can use it to work through my feelings. It's like a journaling for me.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. And the rest of the folks here, they're behind me too. And it's helped them. And I know it's helped them as well.
Awesome. Donald, I'm going to give you the last word. I think you're going to say something, then we're going to give it a wrap. Yeah,
I just was going to say, it's so humbling to be able to help and support other people. And that's, and I'm kind of a shy person, unless you talk about camping, then I'm all over the place. But I'm kind of a shy person, but this really helps me to really get involved. And I really like that aspect.
That's awesome. This is where you can let your light shine outside of camping, is by having this group. Yeah. And it's been awesome to see you blossom in that way, Donald, because you're an awesome guy.
But yeah, it's a great group, and I love it. I love everybody in it.
Awesome. Alrighty. Thank you. And I want to thank Kathleen for organizing this group on a really short notice. You did awesome, Kathleen. That's teamwork for you, because we had a big shift of plans really last minute, and in came Kathleen. So already, thank you so much. You guys are shining lights in our community. Thank you for sharing the value of what a peer group, what it's done for your business to help you advance and progress, not only in your business, but in life. So thank you. And to everyone else, thanks for watching. Feel free to write comments and add me to be notified of our next Voice of E-commerce call. Till then, bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.